I am here again in the kitchen. Didn't get to do as much as I wanted to do the other day, but I'm still going at it trying to get this kitchen cleaned up. Yeah, it will happen, and I'm hoping it happens by the end of the week. However, what we did do is I did salsa, guys. I did salsa. It's supposed to be spicy tomatillo salsa. I got 6 pints. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my 1.5 cups of chopped white onions. I chose the bigger onion so that I could get it done quicker instead of doing multiple onions. Maybe I'll just be able to do 2 or 3 onions. So, it says chopped onions. So, chopping them. Don't want them too big. Let's measure this out. Okay, so this is a cup, and I'm not even gonna put, I think, okay, let's see. Okay, I need another 1/2 cup. Oh yeah, that's a 1/2 cup. All right, I think I need any more onions in there. I'm gonna put this one over here. That's it. So that's my 1.5 cups of onions. This is why I keep my apron on, because I can just wipe my hands on it. I am so happy that I was able to get my garlic in the ground way late, but I got them in before the ground froze and before we are all now covered with about 4 to 6 centimeters of snow. But my beets are still out there under the snow, and some carrots under the snow. I've seen people do this and then peel their garlic. Is it easier to peel? Maybe. Looks like I just got it off easier. Yeah. Yep. Comes off easier. And now I'm just gonna chop the garlic. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Chop my garlic. Ooh, chop my garlic. Oh, should have used my garlic press. It's not too small to go through my garlic press. That makes my life way easier. I'm gonna go grab my garlic press. Okay, here we go. There we go. And I put this. Too much. Okay. And then There we go. It came with a little plastic mat for the top part, but somebody managed to break it when they did the dishes, so now I don't have any. Now if I had the, I guess I could use it broken just the same, because what it does is when the garlic gets between here, I just pull the mat off and all the garlic comes out. Hey, for good measure, I'm just gonna go ahead and use 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna use my pink salt. This might not be jalapeno peppers, but these are what the girl is using. So what I'm gonna do, I open it like this. I'm gonna take it to the sink and I'm gonna wash out some of the seeds. Didn't they say that the heat of the pepper does not come from the seed, it comes from the membrane? Yeah, I washed out most of the seeds. The thing I have to remind myself now is that I should not put my hands to my face. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put this in here too. Let's just go ahead and put them in the pot. I'm going to cover. I'm going to let them come to a boil, like it's going to release a lot of liquid, because they have liquid and they were frozen. So being frozen, they're going to have even more liquid. So I'm not going to let them go ahead and come to a boil, and then let them steam for about 15 minutes to soften, and then we'll move from there. Fresh vegetable salsa. Now this fresh vegetable salsa calls for jalapeno peppers, which I put in this already. Okay, so prepared tomatoes mean that you would have prepared the, because this is a tomato salsa. I'm doing a tomatillo salsa. It also calls for coarsely chopped onions. I have that here. Green pepper, green bell pepper. I don't have green, and I don't have bell peppers. I have the long, they're sweet peppers too, these ones, but these ones are the long ones. And that is what the girl is going to use. Put them there. use another one. Okay, so I have my bell peppers. I have garlic. I'm gonna need white vinegar. So, 3/4 cups. So whenever you guys are canning anything, come guys, come can with me, learn with me, because I started doing light canning since I moved out here in the countryside 9 years ago. But as I said recently, I just feel the canning bug right now, so I am doing more canning, and so I am just learning as I go and grow as I go, right? So let me go ahead and get 3/4 cups of vinegar. Yeah, there we go. Now this is also calling for a can of tomato paste. It so happened that I have tomato paste here. This can, that is 156 ml. This is 796 ml, which means that this is way more than I need. So I'm going to open it, and I am going to, let me pour my vinegar into this so I can get it to measure my tomato paste. ml. I'm going to go ahead and put the other ingredients in. Yeah. I think I am going to go ahead and grind some cumin. I just went to grab my bag that I just got from Temu, because I have my jar lifter that I want to use, are my tongs. And one of the big things that I bought that I want to test soon is a vacuum sealer. A vacuum sealer for jars. And I got some free lids inside here. So I'm going to boil this until about 3 o'clock. Now let me get these jars. Should I put them in so early? Because they said I should actually use hot jar. Yeah, let me go ahead. To be honest with you guys, I just added a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and I'm gonna add a couple of these dried chili. I'm gonna crush them in my grinder and add them. tomatillo in my salsa. It looks good. I bought my, let's taste it. I can taste the heat, taste the vinegar. Tastes like it needs something, and I'm not sure what. I'm gonna add a little more salt. Gonna add about a teaspoon of Celtic salt. And believe it or not, I am gonna add some preserved apples. So it's tomatillo and apple salsa. Okay. Now let's just blend out the apples. Okay, I am gonna give it a little more, another taste test. Still tastes like it needs a little more salt. 1 more teaspoon of salt. I wish it had a little more heat. I'm gonna put some crushed chili. Another teaspoon of crushed chilies. Also gonna put a tablespoon of crushed onions. It just doesn't taste tasty to me. I need it to taste tasty. That's better, but I think I need some more pepper. I thought that the pepper that I put in before would have made it more spicy. One more tablespoon of dried onions or dehydrated onions, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. I already put a 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm gonna put another 1/4 cup of sugar. That's a 1/2 cup of sugar. Taste again. Yeah, that tastes better. That tastes like something that my family will eat. Those are hot jars. Now I'm gonna jar the salsa within a 1/2 inch of the top. And it is important, from what I've learned, to leave that space, because that space is breathing room to allow the jar to actually suction so it can be sealed.
Now, apart from my tomatoes being in the crock pot, I think what I'm going to do is just do some sauerkraut, and put some of my tea leaves in jars. I don't think I want to do any more canning after this. This is enough right now because it's getting close to dinner time. Okay. Okay, so one of the important things that I have learned to do is to release any air bubbles that are trapped in the jar, because that can actually interfere with the seal. And sometimes when you do that, the level of what And sometimes when you do that, the level in the jar can fall. So you have room, you can go ahead and tap it up. And it's best not to use anything that can be abrasive to the jar. I'm just
a 1/2 inch. Another important thing is to clean the jars and to make sure that none of the jars have any type of chips or, oh, come on, this one has a chip right here. It's pretty hot. Yeah. Now the book does say that you should boil these lids for 5 minutes before using them, and that is to soften the rubber around here, but they're going to go in the pot. As for this, it's going to go in the pot and it's going to boil in the canner for 25 minutes. Now there is recommended 20 minutes if you are up to 1,000 feet above sea level. We are over 1,000, so I have to add 5 minutes. So they're gonna boil for 25 minutes. And usually I just watch the clock on the stove to tell me the time. You don't want to tighten them too tight, but you want to do finger tight and make sure they're tight enough so that the water doesn't go into them when you put them in the canning pot. So shouldn't be too tight because it said that it can interfere with the seal, but it shouldn't be too loose so that you're gonna get water in your jar, right? Now I'll take this over here. I'll be using this pot. That's big enough. And hopefully this rack, yeah, it fits. Because you want to try not to let the jars touch the bottom of the pot. So it needs something inside. Now let's get them in. Oh. Okay, so now I am going to put a jar in the middle just to make sure they don't fall over while they're being processed. And of course, I gotta put more water in there because the water needs to be 2 inches above the top of the jar. And then you need to have enough headroom so you give the water space to be able to boil without coming over. Let me get my cover. No, that's not it. Yeah, this is my cover. There we go. And as I said, we're going to go ahead and let the water come to a boil. And after it comes to a boil, we are going to be boiling for 25 minutes.